So we'll worry about details later. For now, we have a really important thing to address, which is transitions. Now, transitions are very difficult and very important. Let me show you what happens if I just go directly into the chorus from the verse. I mean, it kind of works, probably, not that much in my opinion. So we need a transition. And here's a trick for you. If you want a section to sound big, like we want this chorus here to sound really big, we first need to have an empty section with less instruments before that as a transition. And the more empty the transition is, the more big will sound the moment that comes after that. So if we make like almost no instruments, like it could be anything. It could be a filtered guitar, it could be a filtered drums, or even like some kind of texture like this one. Let's try this one. You see what I mean? We'll try to build something like that. So okay, let's just pretend it's good. We're gonna sample it and filter it and process it in some weird ways to make it sound less obvious. Something like that. You can also try to automate that. I don't know, it's a bit lame. I don't know if I like it. I don't like it. So you see, sometimes it's just trial and error, you know. It's like I said before, it doesn't really work, I think, because it's not really empty before the chorus. So we need to create some more empty moment, so with less stuff. Let's try maybe with this guitar. This is something that I like to do a lot, stretching samples. So it's just like some background texture, I guess. We need probably some reverse cymbals, reverse kick. Let me see. I like this one. Yeah, this one I think is better. It sucks you into the chorus. Let's try to sample this reverb tail. This is pretty similar to what I showed you in the last video. I like to resample stuff within the session, because sometimes you just have this, tails of reverb which sound really nice. So we can reverse this one. And as you can see, this kind of stuff is really, really easy to do on Ableton. Yeah, at least for me. Maybe it would be easier for you in your DAW of choice, of course. Okay, I think now it works. A bit better. It's not the best transition I ever made, honestly. I guess it kind of works at this point. You see, the concept is having some empty space between a big section to make it sound big. Otherwise, it won't sound big, because you have to make contrast in composition in general. You need to look for the contrast between each section. Let me try to maybe duplicate this into something more interesting. Maybe an octave higher. Which we could maybe add some tremolo on it. Yeah, maybe. Quite nice. Again, not the most brilliant thing I ever written, but it's just, an example. One thing that we are missing is some kind of impact. I have it saved. So this is my usual impact samples that I use. By the way, I think I have a video on it, on how to make those kind of samples, but you can find them, online pretty easily. We'll just put it here. It sounds like this on its own. It's a combination of bass drops and impact samples, those cinematic kind of things. Yeah, I think it's quite nice. As you can hear, it sounds big because of that transition. Because when I played it right next to the verse section, it was big, but not as big as now. So keep that in mind, it's really important.